Divine Particles and Sacred Cells, The Spiritual Anatomy of Life. By David E. Reddick. Foreword. The purpose of this writing is to present a scholastic interpretation of the creation. We are using the concept of there is a God, and this universe was created by God. Other than this foundational agreement, the goal is to challenge the reader's preconceived agreements of knowledge. We are presenting the creation story with the quest of, what if protons are the vibrational word of God manifested and given assignments? The second question is, what if neutrons are the part of this universe that makes everything knowable and tangible? More questions will manifest as this text moves forward. There will be many anointed churchgoers that will both deny and condemn this text because it doesn't sound like what they learned in church and Bible study classes. There will also be those who choose to believe in a world that God doesn't exist, that will condemn and disregard this work because it sounds too much like a Sunday school classroom. Finally, there will be those who will read and dissect this work from a sense of curiosity. These people will have their eyes open to this world and God's role in this world on a level that they have never understood before. It will open them up to knowledge that will both empower them and free them from lifetimes of oppressive thought. Disclaimer. The content of this audiobook, Divine Particles and Sacred Cells, The Spiritual Anatomy of Life, is intended for educational and inspirational purposes only. This work explores the intersection between scientific concepts of subatomic particles, protons, neutrons, and electrons, and cell structure with spiritual interpretations. The views and interpretations presented herein are those of the author, and do not necessarily reflect the views of the scientific community or any religious institution. Readers are encouraged to approach the material with an open mind and draw their own conclusions. The information provided should not be used as a substitute for professional advice or expertise in scientific or spiritual matters. Introduction. In a small village nestled between two towering mountains, there lived a humble botanist named Elena. Every day, Elena would meticulously tend to her garden, nurturing a variety of plants and documenting their growth with keen interest. One fateful evening, during a particularly vibrant sunset, Elena discovered a peculiar plant unlike any she had ever seen. This plant glowed faintly and seemed to pulse with a life force of its own. Intrigued, Elena spent countless nights studying this mysterious specimen, seeking to understand its secret. Little did she know, this plant would lead her on a journey that intersected the delicate balance between the scientific and the spiritual, ultimately teaching her that life's true anatomy extends far beyond the physical. This audiobook, Divine Particles and Sacred Cells, The Spiritual Anatomy of Life, embarks on a similar journey. It aims to explore the intricate interplay between the biological mechanisms that govern living organisms and the spiritual dimensions that many believe influence our very existence. By melding scientific discoveries with spiritual insights, this book offers a unique perspective that encourages readers to view life through a multifaceted lens, exploring the interconnectedness of life. In the first few chapters, we delve into the concept of interconnectedness, highlighting how the smallest particles, such as atoms and electrons, form the building blocks of life. By examining the cellular structures and biological processes from a scientific standpoint, we set the stage for understanding how these elements are not isolated bystanders, but active participants in a larger tapestry. Interconnectedness is explored by looking at how the health and vitality of each cell resonate throughout an entire organism, drawing parallels with the spiritual notion that every soul is an integral part of a greater whole. The mystical properties of cells. Following this, we investigate the mystical properties of cells, merging advanced scientific theories with age-old spiritual beliefs. Could it be that cells possess not only the ability to sustain life, but also to connect us to a higher plane of consciousness? By asking such provocative questions and examining them through the lens of both quantum mechanics and spiritual traditions, we present a holistic understanding that challenges conventional thinking. The role of emotion and intention. One of the core themes expounded upon in this book is the role of human emotion and intention. We delve into how emotional states and intentions can potentially influence our physiological conditions at the cellular level. Supported by a variety of scientific studies and spiritual texts, this section seeks to demonstrate how a positive mindset and purposeful living can bring about profound changes in our overall well-being. This perspective bridges the gap between mind and body, urging readers to cultivate inner harmony as a means to achieve outer health. Energy fields and spiritual energies. Another fascinating topic we cover is the presence of energy fields within and around the human body. Some cultures refer to this as aura or chi, and various traditions have developed methods to harness and balance these energies. This book provides a nuanced analysis of different spiritual practices such as Reiki, meditation, and prayer, scrutinizing their effects not just on the spiritual plane, but also on the cellular and atomic levels. By integrating insights from both science and spirituality, we emphasize that energy is a universal force that transcends disciplinary boundaries. Symbiosis between science and spirituality. In the concluding chapters, we underscore the symbiosis between science and spirituality. By comparing seemingly disparate approaches, this ebook illustrates how they can complement each other to offer a comprehensive understanding of life's essence. We argue that the pursuit of knowledge in one domain can enrich the other, creating a more complete picture of the universe and our place within it. Throughout Divine Particles and Sacred Cells, the Spiritual Anatomy of Life, readers are encouraged to keep an open mind and draw connections between the empirical and the mystical. This book is not just a compendium of facts or a collection of spiritual musings. It is an invitation to look beyond the surface, to question, and to understand the profound linkages that unite all aspects of life. In the chapters that follow, we will further elucidate these concepts, providing evidence-based research along with experiential wisdom to support our claims. Whether you are a seasoned scientist, a spiritual seeker, or a curious reader intrigued by the mysteries of existence, this audiobook offers valuable insights that will inspire and enlighten. As you immerse yourself in the pages to come, may you find a deeper appreciation for the complex tapestry that constitutes the spiritual anatomy of life. Chapter 1. The Foundation of Creation. The exploration of life's most fundamental elements takes us into the minuscule realm of subatomic particles. These particles, while invisible to the naked eye, form the building blocks of all matter in the universe. Understanding protons, electrons, and neutrons isn't just a venture into physics. It is a journey into the very essence of existence. A voyage that parallels the grandeur of biblical creation narratives, offering a modern scientific lens to ancient tales. The protons, forge of the nucleus. At the heart of every atom lies the nucleus, a dense core comprising protons and neutrons. Protons are positively charged particles that define the identity of an element. The number of protons, known as the atomic number, determines the type of element. For instance, carbon has 6 protons, while oxygen has 8. This proton count is immutable, akin to the divine utterance, "Let there be light," translating to the unique command that each element carries. Protons are not just inert particles. They carry a significant force known as the strong nuclear force. This force is powerful enough to bind protons together in the nucleus, overcoming their natural repulsion due to like charges. This binding phenomenon is reminiscent of the biblical notion of divine order, where God brings order to chaos. Just as the strong nuclear force holds the atom's core together, imparting stability and definition, so too does the divine will bring structure and harmony to cosmic creation. The neutrons, silent guardians. While protons contribute to an element's identity, neutrons play the equally crucial role of stability. Neutrons are neutral particles, carrying no charge, yet their presence within the nucleus is vital. They add to the atomic mass and contribute to the strong nuclear force that binds the nucleus. Without neutrons, the electrostatic repulsion between positively charged protons would tear the nucleus apart. Neutrons are akin to the silent guardians found in various spiritual and religious narratives. Though their presence may be understated, their role is profound. They ensure balance and prevent destructive forces from dominating, a testament to the silent protective aspects of divine intervention often celebrated in sacred texts. The balance that neutrons bring mirrors the equilibrium that spiritual wisdom seeks to instill in human lives. The electrons, the weavers of reality. Electrons, the third fundamental particle, possess a negative charge and orbit the nucleus at varying energy levels. Though their mass is comparatively negligible, electrons are crucial for chemical reactions and the formation of molecules. They are the architects of matter, engaging in bonds that create the vast array of substances that form the tangible world. In the biblical account of creation, the Spirit of God moves over the waters, infusing them with life. Electrons, with their dynamic movements and interactions, can be seen as the breath of life within the atom. They traverse orbitals, engage in the dance of attraction and repulsion, and enable the formation of complex structures from simple origins. Electrons are the medium through which the raw potential of protons and neutrons is realized into the diverse tapestry of matter. The cosmic symphony, harmony in diversity. Together, protons, neutrons, and electrons orchestrate the symphony of matter. Their interactions are governed by fundamental forces and quantum rules that evoke a sense of order and purpose, echoing the intricate design described in sacred narratives. Just as the biblical creation story speaks of a deliberate process, quantum mechanics reveals a world where particles are not just chaotic entities, but follow a harmonized pattern, guided by nature's laws. Biblical parallels, from Genesis to quantum genesis. The parallels between modern particle physics and ancient creation stories are profound. In the book of Genesis, God methodically creates the universe, separating light from darkness, waters from dry land, and ultimately bringing forth life. In a similar fashion, the interactions of subatomic particles follow a structured sequence, leading to the formation of atoms, molecules, and eventually the complex matter that forms stars, planets, and living beings. The act of creation, both biblically and scientifically, begins with foundational elements brought into existence through dynamic interactions. Protons, neutrons, and electrons, like divine edicts, set the stage for all further complexity. They embody a universal blueprint, where simplicity begets complexity through systematic laws that resonate both in spiritual texts and scientific postulates. Divine essence in particle behavior. When we delve deeper into the behavior of these particles, we find more than mechanical interactions. We encounter the echo of a divine essence. Take, for instance, the concept of quantum entanglement. This phenomenon, where particles become instantaneously connected regardless of distance, suggests a profound underlying unity, reminiscent of the interconnectedness espoused in many spiritual traditions. Similarly, the dual nature of electrons, behaving both as particles and waves, mirrors the duality found in many religious doctrines. This wave-particle duality highlights how electrons can exist in multiple states simultaneously, akin to the multifaceted nature of the divine serpent in ancient mythologies. The electron's journey through orbitals, transitioning between energy levels, reflects spiritual ascension and transformation themes, further uniting scientific understanding with mystical insights. Sacred geometry in atomic structures. The arrangements of electrons around the nucleus form patterns that echo sacred geometric principles found in ancient art and architecture. From the spherical orbitals of hydrogen to the intricate shapes of more complex atoms, these structures provide a window into the geometry of creation. Sacred geometry has long been associated with the underlying order of the cosmos, and atomic structures extend this idea into the subatomic realm. Just as ancient temples and religious artifacts incorporate geometric principles to symbolize divine harmony, the spatial arrangement of electrons symbolizes the inherent order within chaos at the microscopic level. This correlation reinforces the belief that the universe, from the grandest galaxies to the tiniest particles, follows a divinely inspired blueprint. The spiritual significance of particle interactions. The interactions between protons, neutrons, and electrons within atoms serve as a microcosm of broader spiritual dynamics. Protons and electrons, with their opposite charges, symbolize the dualities of existence: light and dark, positive and negative, life and death. Their constant interaction and balance are reflective of the eternal dance of dualities present in many spiritual traditions. Neutrons, with their neutral charge, represent the mediator, a balancing force that ensures harmony amid duality. This role of neutrons can be likened to the spiritual guides or mediators in religious texts who help maintain balance within the cosmic order. The role of consciousness in observing particles. One of the most intriguing aspects of quantum physics is the role of the observer in the behavior of particles. Experiments such as the double-slit experiment reveal that merely observing electrons